What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Football Boot Hour. And this is not just any episode, this is our Boots, our yearly Boot Awards episode. I butchered that, didn't I? It is our
Hey.
Boot of the Year Awards, but this is obviously not just Boot of the Year, it is all the things. You guys have been sending us in your picks for Boot of the Year, Best Colourway, Most Disappointing, and your own personal awards, which I must say, from reading, I have greatly enjoyed. We're going to go through as many as we can, as well as discussing our own personal picks. You are, of course, here with me, James, on the Boot Wizard YouTube channel, and with my co-host, Andrew, attaching his lovely badge, I like that a lot,
I
to
just
his
stabbed myself.
Derby jersey, or his Derby training top. But before we get big into all of our boots of the year, etc., we should cover off the regular things. What released? What have we been wearing? That kind of stuff. We'll start with the releases,
Mhm.
which I just went to Andrew before we went live on air. I went, did anything release this week? I don't remember anything releasing.
Yeah.
At which point, about 4 seconds before it went live, Andrew went, didn't the Copa release this week? It's like, it did. It did. That shows how much I care about that boot.
Leather boots.
But let's discuss it. So the first release we shall discuss is the brand new Copa Pure, which does look like a lovely improvement upon the previous generation, but it still feels to me like a little bit of a damp squib when it comes to boots within the Adidas lineup. What are your thoughts?
Uh, I. It looks better than the previous Copa Pure. So
For sure.
here's hoping. Yeah, here's hoping. But I don't know. There is another boot we'll talk about that looks like that'll absolutely dominate it this year, and it's still from Adidas.
Indeed, we shall get to that. But yeah, so
Josh, we talked about the R9 before.
that's how good the R9 drop was.
That actually
The
dropped this week.
the R9 drop, which obviously we spoke about, which did drop this week. Which honestly, like, let's talk about it briefly. I like to think that I am somewhat of a goddamn pro when it comes to getting limited edition boots. I have not
Seems
missed
like
out
you
on a
are.
limited edition boot that I wanted for quite literally years. If I want a boot, I generally get the boot. The R9 release, missed it. Entirely missed it. Now, to be fair, I could have still got a pair. There's a couple of people that I know that are very good people. There's a guy in Sweden who there was some in the Nike store in Stockholm, and he was like, look, I will pick you up a pair. I'll send them over to you. Not a bother. I turned him down in the end. I just was like, you know what? It's not worth it. I don't need to spend the money. There's too much going on. I will pass. But I did try and get them on release, and I missed because those things were like fairy dust. They disappeared. They were gone before I had a chance to try and buy them.
Oh, I was like, I guess they'll release today. I'm gonna take a nap. I took a nap, woke up, they were gone. I was like, nothing of value was lost.
Yeah, I don't know whether I don't care because I didn't get them, or whether I don't care because I'm actually not as excited about them as I want to be. And I
After seeing
was
that
very
heel,
excited when I originally saw them.
yeah, after seeing that heel, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like, I had the opportunity to get them afterwards, and I still turned that down. So,
Yeah, I don't think we missed anything. But yeah,
yeah,
Copa
I don't know.
Pure.
But yeah, Copa Pure. Should we rank that now that like we've completely glossed over its appearance?
Let's put it in a good for now.
I think that's
I'll do
fair.
like the solar plate, the solar plate, the soul plate.
The updated sole
So
plate that looks
yeah,
nice.
the soul
I
plate
think the
looks good.
colorway is nice. I think
Mhm.
it's a good looking boot. We'll put it in good, and I assume that's one you're going to review.
Yes, I
Nice.
will get a pair probably in January.
I look forward to that.
But
Then
before that,
you again you reminded me just before we came on air about the Soccer Shop Camo exclusive release, which is actually rather lovely.
the Copa Icon 2,
Hmm.
which is the reason why the Copa Pure is going to suffer greatly this
There we
year,
go.
especially in Japan.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
Copa Icon looks great. It's a great price compared to the Pure, and I can
mhm,
see so many people who are wearing the Pure who are just going to be
mhm.
like, why don't I just get that?
Yeah, yeah. I talked to a couple people on the inside who are very excited for the icon.
Okay,
So the Japan team was heavily involved in the design. In fact,
nice.
it seems like they led the design process for it. And they, one of the interviews that Soccer Shop Camo did was with a guy who they call him the Fit Meister, and for Addy Japan. And he was talking about the heel shape and the fit shape and different parts of the boot and how they decided what they decided to do. And yeah, there was. I watched the review from Kohei, who's a massive, well-known blogger. He did do blogging, but now he works for a company and does boot reviews for them. And he was really hot on them. They had a bunch of they had a team wear them in this soccer shop camo video, and yeah, everybody's very hot. It's all over the soccer socials here. It's everywhere.
I think all it's going to take. I think you're right about Japan. It seems to be like it's going to be a hot thing there. But I also
Mm-hmm.
think all it's really going to take off in maybe like the US, some places in Europe, is going to be a few positive reviews. A few
Mm-hmm.
people to pick it up, do a positive review, and go, "This is really great. It's $100 cheaper than the Pure.
Mm-hmm.
Buy this." I think that's all it's going to
Yeah.
take to because people aren't really into the Pure that much that they're not going to be stuck to it. They're going to be
Mm-hmm.
happy to change to a leather alternative that's cheaper that does a good job.
Yeah, and I was I had some doubts because it's cow leather. They
Mm-hmm.
specifically said it's cow leather. It's not kangaroo leather. But the way the cow leather has been used, it seems like that doesn't really matter. I think one of the
Nice.
things they were going for is durability
Okay.
and fit above everything else. So, but yeah, Soccer Shop Camo has their own special colorway.
Which is
They
delightful.
yeah, it's so good. That white and gold is amazing. And
Mm-hmm.
just yeah, everybody who's had them in hand, who's tried them on, just are talking about how amazing they are. Here, they're about
Nice.
45 euros cheaper than the Pure.
Okay.
So I think if we extrapolate that out, it'll probably be between 50 and 60 euros cheaper in Europe.
Which
We'll
is a
see.
big chunk of change.
That's a big chunk of change. But yeah, they're pushing this hard. They're going, you can tell they're specifically going after the Morelia Neo and that high
Nice.
school wearer because the Mizuno sales have gone up in the past year over year. The Morelia Neo is now the most popular boot in Japan.
Okay.
And yeah, Addy is going after that spot. So
Nice.
we'll see.
That's
We'll see how it
it's good.
goes.
You gotta love a bit of competition and trying to
Yeah,
actually do
absolutely.
something good. And it's nice that it sounds so stupid that this shouldn't be like the first port of call for nearly every boot, but it's nice to hear that they're focused on fit.
Yeah.
Like, surely that's where you start, but apparently not.
Yeah.
But yeah. So again, I suppose the this icon. Is this a good or a great for the
Great.
shop sock?
Great.
Great for the
Great.
soccer shop camo. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
seems fair
I have
enough.
a feeling it's weird. I haven't even put them in hand or held them or put them on feet or anything yet, but I have a feeling this is going to be a heavy challenger for boot of the year next year.
Wow, we are
That's
12
how
months out
confident
calling boot of the year already. I'm going
that's
to
how
come back.
confident I am in them.
I'm going to come back to this in 12 months and see where we're at. With our other releases, now this we spoke about this like last week, but I also know you have it in hand, so it's kind of what we've been wearing and a new
Mhm.
release. Do you have a lovely pair of Asics there that you'd like to show? Oh,
Yeah.
look at that! Look at
Yeah.
them! Look at them! They're so lovely.
This upper is so stupid. Synthetics, we've been taught that synthetics can't be like this.
Uh huh.
They can't. And yet
And
here
yet
it is.
somehow,
Yeah. This is another boot. This won't go on my boot of the year awards because it came out too late and I've already
yeah,
written
it's
it
too late.
or written most of it. But this boot for next year, this is automatically in pole position for boot of the year next year.
God damn! Like
And
I need.
I just finished doing my Predator review.
Yeah. And
So
this is already like
this is already the Predator will be up there, but
Yeah.
God, in hand, on feet, the fit on these is absurd. Absolutely
Oh,
absurd.
I
The
do
new
have a
sole
pair on
plate
the
is
way, and I can't
nice.
wait.
Yes. Oh, they're so nice. I will say the only thing I'm a little bit disappointed is it's not as springy
Okay.
as the previous sole plate, but they still have that mesh base, but it's covered by a I
Yeah.
believe
Hold
this
on.
is P-backs.
I have mine here, just as a
Yeah,
reference. So obviously you've got that mesh base, which always confused
yeah,
me as to why that wasn't covered in some way or another.
yeah. And big surprise, that was one of the biggest things I got complaints about.
Yeah, like it
So
doesn't make any sense why that wouldn't be covered.
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm if this is true or not. I've heard rumors that the X Fly 6 will also be going synthetic.
Okay, so it'd be a
And
full synthetic lineup
yeah,
from those
now
two main ones.
that will create a dichotomy between them and Mizuno. Mizuno's going to stick to kangaroo leather, obviously,
Yeah.
but it will be interesting to see the uptake.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Are people willing to make that switch when it is so good? Basically.
Yeah, there will be, and with this upper, there like it's weird. There's some stretch when you're wearing it, but then it takes its shape again afterwards.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's cool.
Apparently, for those of you who don't know, I leave for the U.S. next week. I'm going home for vacation. I am taking these. I'll be testing these. So
Nice. I look
we'll
forward to
see how
that.
we
I
go.
look
Yeah.
forward to hearing your thoughts because you'll definitely get yours out before I do. Speaking of rumors, I do just want to quickly touch on something that we've both seen on Instagram that we cannot officially confirm, but there
Mhm.
is definitely some strong hinting being made by Sokito that they're going to release that AFCON colorway.
Yeah, yeah. So I've seen some rumors too. I Here's my kind of take. They're not exactly being super subtle about it. Like there's
This is why
literally
I'm mentioning it. So normally I
yeah,
wouldn't talk about leaks or anything
yeah.
like that, but I'm like they're not being subtle about the fact that this is
No.
probably going to happen, which is why I'm like
And
we can talk about this.
yeah. I'm sure they won't mind either. But like
No.
the other thing is like there's literally one of the photos is the boot on top of one of their boxes, and it's like
Yeah.
okay, come
That
on.
was mhm.
It's like that's not like a tease as much as it's a air horn.
This is going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think we can expect a at least a limited drop of the
That's my
Scudetta
guess as well.
in
Yeah.
that AFCON colorway,
Mhm.
which will be very, very cool. I cannot justify a third pair of Scudettas though. I
I
want
will
them. I
attempt to.
cannot justify a third pair.
I will attempt to, but I'm not sure I can pull it off. Um,
Yeah.
Proper boots. I will be meeting up with Justin and Colby. We have a whole day planned of visiting football stores around DFW, Dallas Fort
Nice. So
Worth. So,
that's Texas Cleat Collector and Kicking It with Kolbs for anybody who
yep,
doesn't know them. And of
they
course, we
live
are
on the
looking.
other side of the planet, basically, even in Dallas. So,
Thank you to everybody who has joined us in the chat so
yeah,
far. So Josh, Chris, Proper Boots is here. Gable, Chris is here. Chris is Footy Kicks. Sebastian, the Boot Zone has joined us with his, along with Alex Martinez, both members. You can see that with their
and
logos next to them.
Matthew
So thank you very
as
much, and
well.
that is appreciated. Members, you will be getting my Laceless Predator Elite AG review in the next couple of hours. That will be dropping to you. Ghost Rider wants to know what boats are nominated for the 2024 award. We haven't got there yet, so don't worry,
We'll get
we
there.
will
We'll
get
get
there. And Alex Martinez, you are absolutely right. The AG plate hint from Sakito is very exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
They dropped like a picture of it's almost like a heat map kind of idea of the AG plate, which actually looks not only exciting they're going to have it, but also exciting that it looks like a proper AG plate.
Yeah. I think that could be a if they pull it off, and they've been pulling everything off, that could be
Yeah.
a game changer.
They have failed to fail. Everything is working.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as we shall continue with
Have you
what have
worn
we been
anything this
wearing?
week?
What else have you been wearing? Or is it just the Asics? Is that what we've got?
Yeah, there's a lot of snow on the ground. It snowed a bunch last night as well. There's a
Yeah.
lot of snow on the ground. So basically, my plan is to do what I did last year and start renting a pitch again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pitch that's like 45 minutes from my house. It's right next to the ocean. It is absolutely freezing. Any video I record will have the ocean in the background, but it
That's
is
kind of
what it
nice.
is. Yeah, it's not expensive to rent, so I think I'm going to pull a Noah and just take a bunch of boots out there and do sessions in each of them for several
That's
weeks
what
in
I
a
did
row.
literally this week with the Preds and the Futures. A couple of times, all the sessions, get everything in
Mm-hmm.
all at once. And because one, it's absolutely freezing, and two, my little boy is sick at the moment, so I didn't want to spend
Yeah, yeah.
too much time away. So it was just a case of how much could I get done and out. And oddly, not that any of you know this or need to care. A huge shout out to the people. A huge shout out to the people I work for, because
Mm-hmm.
my little boy's been sick, and they could not have been like more. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Take some time off. We'll approve any time off
It's
you
awesome.
need. Like we look after our people first. Come back when you're ready. That like huge shout out to those people, to my manager, who is an absolute legend, who will not watch this, but massive shout out to
This still
Ryan.
needs to be shout out. Yeah,
Yeah, shout out good
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Massive shout out to
Always.
Ryan and Christina. You are fantastic. So what have I been wearing? So I dropped my. Hold on, I have them here. So I dropped my review on these yesterday. So
Mm,
this is the League FT,
bloody
which.
corporate shill.
Oh, don't get me started. Oh,
Okay, you to be well, not being fair. I'm not going to give that guy the benefit of the doubt, but he was saying that Adidas was
he
betraying the
was,
community.
but he definitely attacked me in doing
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely.
Like, so for some background, I was debating whether I mentioned this or not. Andrew's pushed me into it, forced,
Sorry.
I tell you. No, it's fine. I dropped my review of the Predator League FT,
Yeah, it's a very fair
and
review.
yeah, so I was quite positive on the basis that these are €100. So like
Mm-hmm.
they're €100 boot. They look very, very similar to the elite level model. The upper is actually really nice, very soft. And when you take into account what you get at €100 price point, you can get an awful lot worse than these. They're decent. The fit could be improved. The heel could be improved. It's overall quite shallow, but it's a third tier takedown. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a terrible boot, and it is light years ahead of what they had on the previous generation. There was an individual who decided
Mm.
to comment on this particular video, and normally, so I'm not great at taking criticism on my videos anyway, but I kind of like, I'm getting better.
Your
This was just a straight up like
personal
attack.
attack.
Somebody called me, what do they call me, sad? They said the review was sad
Oh,
and
it was disingenuous and sad, which I thought
disingenuous, and
was I
essentially and that it was a corporate advertisement basically.
yeah. I thought
Now,
it was interesting that he knew such a big word because he seemed like someone who doesn't read books.
so this is a massive tangent, but I'm going there anyway. So like, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm sure most of you watching this do. I and Andrew, we buy 99% of the boots that we review ourselves. They are
Mhm.
not provided. We don't work with the companies. We don't receive any payment for doing reviews. We don't receive any benefits from making sales of boots. Um, with this, that is essentially the case. I bought these boots myself.
Yes.
I quite literally have receipts. So I bought these myself. I have had no contact with Adidas regarding this review. It is just a review of my thoughts, opinions, and as much objective information as I could squeeze into a review. And yeah, this particular individual just riled me up. It really riled me up.
He didn't. It was obvious he didn't watch the whole video,
Very
and
obvious. Very
and
obvious.
it's very obvious that he was just a seagull. He came in and just pooped all over everything. Like he like he didn't even know that you're vegan. So it's like
Yeah, well, I don't
he's
expect
never
people to know
watched.
that. I don't broadcast it like at every opportunity.
But we've said
But
quite a few times, and there are quite a few videos where you do mention the fact that you don't
yeah,
test leather boots.
this is true. This is true.
So
But let's not get stuck in it for too long. But yes, that
yeah,
happened. So that review went up.
that's a good
Generally
review.
positive for a €100 boot.
Yeah,
I then have just finished editing the review on these. As I say, it'll be up for
nice.
Boot Wizard members in the next, literally in the next few hours, just after the podcast finishes up. So this is the laceless on the AG plate, which is now the same as what you get on the F50.
Which I
This is a
don't
very
mind.
no, very nice
I
sole
don't mind
plate.
it.
I don't mind this the same across both. And overall, I really enjoyed playing in these. They have the same laceless issues as all laceless boots do. The lockdown needs to be better. There's no adjustability in it. All that kind of stuff. But I actually really enjoyed playing in it, and the reason I really enjoyed playing in it was the juxtaposition between playing in that and playing in these. So this is the Elite.
Is that the
The Elite
parasite?
FT. This is not the pair you sent me, no.
Oh,
But the pair you sent me haven't yet arrived. But
that's annoying.
so I borrowed a pair. And these, because these with the kind of padded tongue and kind of a lot going on, and the laces and all the different kind of elements can make you feel a little bit maybe distanced from the ball or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. This is the opposite. You get all the same kind of striking elements and all the same feel from the upper.
Hi, Dr. Astute.
Yeah, welcome. All the same feel from the upper, but with no interruptions, which made it really enjoyable to play in them. And I make some very bold claims, I suppose, or like controversial claims
we're never known for our hot takes.
In my review that are definitely going to upset some people, especially friends of ours. Speaking of Justin, Texas Plate Collector, but
Poor Justin just gets he's just a dude sitting there enjoying his sandwich, and we just come by and slap him on the back of the head every now and
then. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with those. Review up soon. What else I was pleasantly surprised with, and this is not like, I don't mean this as a personal thing, but so Josh, SR4U, I will fully admit that I generally try and get reviews out before Josh does, because he's so big and he dominates so much of the market. As soon as his review goes out, my reviews tend to tail off, or they don't get as much market share. So I really push to try and get reviews out on things before Josh does. So I did this today, and I knew Josh would drop a video today because he normally does. And I'm literally waiting for the video to drop. I'm going, please don't be the laceless Preds. Please don't be the laceless Preds. Please don't be the laceless Preds. And it wasn't. He dropped the Future 8 review.
Yay.
So I will be behind him on the Future 8, but that's completely fine.
I don't think anybody cares.
Because nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I've had one session in these. I don't like them. I don't like them after one session. I don't like this upper setup.
Way of putting it.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to pick it up well enough, but
yeah.
Can you hear that upper? What is all that about?
Okay, that. That's how a synthetic should be. I don't care if it's knit versus synthetic.
But yeah, I don't particularly like these. I don't like the fit. I don't like the heel. I don't like this 2-set upper situation. I do quite like the little kind of dots that are underneath. They make for a kind of a cool shooting sensation. But yeah, still a no from me. And I'm wondering who Puma hired that decided that they were just going to steal the concept off the Shadow Pro one, because it's the same idea.
I talked to somebody who works at Puma, but not in their design team. And I'm not going to drop names because we both agreed that whoever's doing the design needs to be let go or needs a stern talking to.
But only of the Future. They're doing all right
The
everywhere else.
Ultra seems good. Well, the King.
King's okay. It's not a disaster. We will move on to the boot of the year, the boot awards, I think, because otherwise we will be here all night. I do want to say though, can everybody hear? Listen to that. There's no storm.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I don't know
I've
if
got
you
quiet.
can pick up my air conditioning in the background.
And on top of that, I got one of my heaters fixed, and I just had to turn it down because I was getting too warm. So I'm not freezing, and I'm not getting rained on. It's a good day.
Days.
It's a good day.
James, by the way, don't forget, ASIC sent me some grip socks along with the...
Oh, piss off. With your grip socks.
They intentionally sent these with every single pair of everyone who picked these up. So,
yeah, that's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, their newest grip sock, and I don't know, man. I think you'd give this a pretty decent rating. Maybe I should send them over to you, and you can do another video on some more grip socks.
Some more grip socks. Again, if you remember, you will see that there is 1, 2, 3. I think there is 4 grip sock reviews already scheduled and up on the channel for members to see, including another list, which is like the best Amazon grip socks. It's all just sitting there. I have way too many grip socks to deal with. Sorry, let's check on the chat, shall we? Briefly. Boot Zone, the new AG plate on the Pred, interesting. It's also very good, yes. Aman
It's on the Copen icon as well.
It is, yeah. Is the Mizuno Alpha 2 coming out in 2025? You can actually pre-order it from some places with supposedly a delivery date in towards the end of this month. But that's all I know. Andrew,
should see it. I'm guessing we might see it the end of next week. Or
yeah,
the week after.
That would be my assumption. There we go. Justin, he has joined us. Welcome, sir. We love you too. Chris's Footy Kicks. You're vegan with an exclamation. Yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am indeed. I am. There you go. That's all you need to know. Dr. Astute, again, thank you and well. And Proper Boots. If James was paid by Adidas, they would have cut off payment after the previous gen Pred League review. That person had nothing better to do with their time. I absolutely slammed the previous gen Pred League for being an absolute disaster. Josh Tossell, did they end up in the bin? I did actually put up a reel where I put these in the bin, and the way they're going at the moment, I'm going to pull a full Cucurella and stick them in the bin. Alex Martinez look better in the bin.
Best boots for wide feet, the Athleta T7, or probably one of the New Balance
wide fit
options if you have super wide feet. So
yeah. Boot Zone's watched all the Boot Zone is a member, has watched all the sock reviews. He's all socked out. That's fair. That is fair. And thank you, Alex Martinez, for your kind words about my videos. So let's get into our Boot of the Year awards, shall we? And I think we should start. So we asked obviously a lot of people for various things. I think we should start in almost like the fashion that we tend to go on this podcast by accident. We'll start with the negative stuff. We'll start with the most disappointing boot of the year. There's a couple that come up quite regularly here. Would you like now? A lot of people are just looking at what's currently available, not necessarily what came out this year, which is completely fine. What would you reckon is quite high up? There's 2 boots that dominate the suggestions for most disappointing boot of the year.
Is it a boot I spent a lot of money on getting over here because they don't ship direct to Japan right now?
Yes and no.
Is it the Future 7?
It's actually the Future 8. So there is a few Future 7 calls, but the Future 8 is already getting absolutely panned in my messages here. Boot Maniac, Puma Future, Ruben Man 9, Puma Future, Burns Boots, Puma Future 8, Peter Slack 28, Future 8, Ed Demetz, Future 8, Uh, there is an awful lot of Future 8 calls on here, along with an awful lot of Tiempo Legend 10 review
Yeah,
10s.
yeah.
I think Dr. Astute, did you call for the Tiempo Legend 10 there? I think that might have been you. Um, and yeah, lots of Legend 10s. We do have a couple of Legend 10 Pros as well. Ken Zero Tiempo Pro because of that sole plate. Praveen V, is flexible sole plate shoe fake? Do you mean just in general? Not necessarily, I think is the best way to put that.
Hey, Greg,
Depends
yeah,
on the
that's a
boot.
good deal, mate.
A pair of pretty good
That's a really good deal for the El Returno. Yeah, it's a
Yes, that
great
is a
deal.
great deal for the El
Yeah.
Returno. Andrew, hey, what's up, man?
Hey. Hey.
Yeah, Dr. Astute definitely said Tiempo 10. So, what would your most disappointing boot of the year be, Andrew? Like,
Probably
I
the
think
Tiempo
mine's
10.
obvious.
Probably the Tiempo 10.
Tiempo 10?
I tried it on in a store and I laughed. And this was fairly recent. So I was told not to review them by Jay from Boot Hype.
Mm-hmm.
He right after they released, he was like, "Don't review these. You waste your money. You're gonna hate them, and you'll
Yeah.
struggle to sell them on." And 12 months on, that has been proven to be true.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is the Tiempo Legend 10 Pro because I have an
Oh
ongoing
yeah.
battle with that boot, and
Mm-hmm.
I do hate it so very much. Partly because of the boot, and also partly just because of the amount of time it's made me take up. Like the amount of time in my life that Tiempo Pro has now taken up with videos and questions and people questioning my videos, it's too
Mm-hmm.
much. And the
Yeah.
Tiempo Pro is it's too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is a couple of hot takes in here. Well, this one isn't a hot take. Tommy Kern says Puma King Ultimate, so he's
Yeah.
not hot on that, and that's fine. Like that's not. I don't think that's a
Mm-hmm.
hot take at all. Colby, Kicking It with Colbs, also hates the King Ultimate. In fact, thought it was super clunky. Hates it. This one I think is a hot take. So this is Soccer underscore Studio 11, the F50, because it's nothing new and the heel is bad.
What does he mean by nothing new?
I don't know because I feel like it's completely new to anything to what we had before,
Yeah.
and
I
while it
think it's
draws
just
some
because it's called
inspirations,
the
it's
F50.
yeah,
If they called it the X and said it had inspirations from the F50, then he wouldn't say that.
yeah,
The
yeah,
only thing I can argue, okay, so on the Messies, obviously the hybrid touch isn't new,
no,
but the fit is new, and so is the burrito tongue. And on the
mm-hmm.
regular ones, okay, sure, the compression tunnel, the bands on the side take a lot of inspiration from the original Addy Zero in 2010, but
Yeah,
still, even that being said, is new. Now, I will say I've kind of gone back on maybe I was overly effusive in my praise on my original F50 review because that purple model versus the regular models that came after seems like there was a big difference. So,
yeah, I think that is a big problem for sure. Another hot take. He's probably in the chat. Josh Tossel, you in the house? You usually are. Made in Germany, Predator Mania remakes. Josh, if you're there, would you like to explain yourself? I'm assuming it's quality. I'm assuming it's that kind
yeah,
of like
yeah,
poor build quality that a few people found. And actually, Chris's footy kicks here. That's Predator Mania quality,
yeah.
just not there. So I think a few people would find that as a hot take, but I can see the logic. I can completely see very expensive boot that
20,
doesn't stand up to
2020,
quality.
2022 remakes far superior. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say that I was talking to Indalo Boots, who helped me get my Hummels.
Mm-hmm.
He's based in Germany, and he's like, go look at 11 Team Sports, and they have every single colorway and every single size still available in that Mania,
Yeah.
and that's oof,
That's damning.
oof, yeah. And I will say this: they sold out immediately when they released here, but there are more than a few pairs on the resale market, and they have not shifted at all.
Josh Sossel says they had the perfect remake and fumbled it, both performance and visually. I will
I will
die on
die
this
on this
hill.
hill. I don't think you'll die, man. I think there's quite a few people who agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I think you've got plenty of support. Chris's funny kicks will be in the chat as well. He will support you there.
Chris Pottle, good hill to die.
Good hill to die on.
Lots of company.
Lots of company. There you
4
go.
Manias in 1 year is a joke. Yeah, definitely.
Cannot agree more with that. That's ridiculous. A couple more that I definitely want to call out here because Proper Boots, his Cruyff Recopa. So he got a Cruyff Recopa, but it fell apart on first use.
Yeah,
first use.
I was so shocked. Like, that's sad because they're made in Italy. They're made by Pantofila.
Yeah.
So I felt bad for him. Yeah, that was a lot of money to have him fall apart like immediately.
Absolutely.
I will now be blacklisted from all Adidas events. Yeah, you were just at that Pred movie launch too.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. We don't have that big of an uptake on this podcast.
Yeah, nobody's like, honestly, the people who are watching this are already in the chat. Don't worry about
James, it. Let's clip this pit out and we'll put it on social media just so we can blast him.
I can clip this and tag Josh. No problems at all. And then
tag all the Adidas accounts in Europe.
And then finally, I've got
Craig Johnson.
I've got Alex Vander _ that is Alex Martinez, I remember correctly, who is in the chat, has said the Diodora Maximus, the tongue could have been longer without the Velcro and a thinner upper. I didn't try that boot, so I don't have
very
thoughts.
Much wanting to try that boot, so
yeah. So Alex was very disappointed. So there you go. You get to either agree or disagree with Alex when you have tried it.
Loud. I thought this was a safe space. It is a safe space.
It is, Josh. It is. Don't worry. We just we say we've got a small audience and then actively attack them when okay, let's move on to. Sorry if I haven't read out your particular pick. I've gone through as many as I can. If I read out all of these, we will be here for 6 hours, and this podcast always runs long anyway. So I now want to move on to favorite colorway of the year, which I think was an interesting one, just because so many people have different opinions, and I think it's one where you can't be wrong. It's just whatever you like, and that's completely fine. Although somebody will definitely comment something in here, and I'll be like, but you're wrong, though. So we'll start from the front. Ken Zero, David Beckham Preds. I think that's a fair...
That's a good shout.
That's a good shout.
Way better upon release versus the leaked picks.
Absolutely agree. Tommy Kearney 95, Tempo Legend 10, Mad Ambition, which again I think that's the blue one.
Silver. Oh, the blue one.
The blue. Yeah. I think that was probably a really nice Tempo colorway. That's pretty good. Now I wasn't a huge fan of this, but a few people have said this. So this is Soccer_Studio 11, the black Cosmic Speed, the Nike Cosmic Speed, the black one. I didn't love it, but there's definitely at least one more. Yeah, Billy, PDL 24 DCP. Billy, you got to get a better username. I can't be reading that out all the time. Just change it to like Billy or something, man. Yeah. That's the, so yeah, another one for the Cosmic Speed there. Not for me, that one. I understand the appeal, but not my jam. Although Billy does say second place, the maroon Copas, grand, and the all blue X-Fly 5s. Those all blue X-Fly 5s were a delicious color. That was a superb blue. Dr. Astute, white, gold, and blue Mizunos. So Mizunos, white bases. Yeah. A couple of shouts for the Pred Rotero, which colorway wise.
I actually like the colorway. I know it's pretty divisive, but I actually really like the colorway. I thought it was really tastefully done.
I don't dislike it. I just don't love it either. Yeah, best of the year. This is what I'm thinking. Like it's quite a lot. Some love for the Morelia Wave Cup. That's classic. The red, white, and blue. That is beautiful.
Yes.
Here is if you got them to hand.
I do have them in hand. I brought them.
Yay! Break them out.
Yeah,
There
these
we
are
go.
gorgeous.
They are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
No question.
Smell amazing too.
Oh god, I need to scratch and sniff podcast. Here's one that I was expecting to see more, and I think this might have been the only shout for it. This is Patimus_Prime. Sorry, I pronounced that badly.
Yeah.
The Sergio Ramos Alpha Signature colorway, the Sevilla one.
That was really cool.
Really nice colorway.
Really well done. A lot of nice shout outs.
3 Traveling Bears, Rotero as well, by the way. And Ed.Demetz, I'm going to read this one out because he's one of the only people that seems to agree with us. Messy Bad Bunny.
Yes.
Hey. Whoop, whoop.
Sorry, they look amazing. I think they're awesome looking.
Messy Bad Bunny is definitely on my list.
I hate that. It's like a punch to the gut, but
yeah, it was bad enough when I sold mine.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
A couple of shouts, including from Burns Boots for the new Pred, for the new Pred 25.
Yeah, new Pred does look good. It's
perfectly
for me, though,
legitimate shout. That
for me personally, that's a next year thing.
Yeah, I would say so too. But even so, I completely get it. It is lovely. Bootmaniac, also with the Beckham Preds. A couple of shouts for the Two Horizons F50. Salah, that was a nice one.
That was really, really cool. The marketing was stupid, but
dumb.
the boot looks really good.
Absolutely. And Josh Tossell, I love the fact that I love it when people who are in the chat have left these because we can judge them live.
Yeah.
However, I cannot disagree with this. I think this is a great looking boot. It maybe won't be my mine of the year, but it's great looking. It is the Mercurial Cosmic Speed, but the bright mango one. No, I really like that. I think it's a really nice looking boot. Really nice looking boot. Chat, Josh is here.
It reminds me of like a what's the flavor? Like an orange crush soda. Like ice cream.
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, that's where I basically am with that. So
Josh's Custom Mania Scourg, that looks really good. That's on our official
release,
but it does look really good.
That is so fantastic.
If you don't know, go on Josh's Instagram and go look at his customs that he did, and they are
so cool.
Very, very tastefully done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really well done.
So now it's up to us. What would your colorway of the year be?
Oh, this is tough. I want to say the Messy Bad Bunny, but these exist, so sorry. If these hadn't come out, it would have been the Bad Bunnies.
Okay.
But yeah, these came out, and I can't beat this.
It is beautiful.
Especially because I didn't think I was going to be able to get my hands on a pair.
So the Bad Bunnies are maybe second. There is one other boot that I think I enjoy more, which is the New Balance Furon Emilion Dore Saka limited
really
editions.
Colorway. It's still full price here. That's kind of
still, yeah. It's very they're discounted on Unisport, but not by a huge amount, like maybe 30-40 euros, something like that. But I got really excited. I found a pair on Vinted, and I was like, sweet, I'll buy them. And they were so cheap. They were like 80 pounds or something like this. I was like, I'll buy them, until I remembered that I need to get half a size up. And then I was like, oh, sad face. They weren't actually my size. But yeah, that's probably my pick for colorway of the year.
It's a good pick.
I reserve all rights to change my mind when I actually put out my list or my videos for what I'm actually thinking. I'm sure you hold the same for your article that I'm sure is coming. Okay, so we'll hold off on boot of the year for a bit longer because we got some phenomenal suggestions for. So I put up on my story. You can make up your award So you make up any award you like and give it to any boot you like. And I
Mm-hmm.
think this was really fun. So I've got a couple of good suggestions here, and also some funny ones and just some good ones. One of my favorites comes from Tommy Kearney, 95, who says, so his award is worst heel of the year. Okay.
That's
His
like half the market for me.
Wait for it. This is beautiful. His winner, he just says, just pass the mic to Andrew.
Man, where do I start? The future
Ladies and
7 is
gentlemen, the
poor.
podcast for the next 20 minutes will be Andrew ranting about heels.
Yeah, the Tempo 10 is poor. The Vapor is poor. The Vapor 16. Sorry, it's plenty padded. But I got some weird, like, just weird pressure points considering how padded that is. And because the lockdown's not there either, like, yeah, that's not a good heel. Man, what wasn't a bad heel this year? Even the Pred 24, like, I knocked it for its heel.
Yeah.
And that was pretty decent. Yeah, a lot of brands just seem to, they don't care about the heel at all, and
Which is ridiculous.
really obvious. It's really obvious. Like again, and Noah will agree with me. Asics does such a good job on the heel because they focus on the whole boot and not just, oh, the forefoot's great. What do we do for the heel, boss?
No, slap
just
that
throw
bit on.
anything on there.
Yeah.
So.
For me, the worst heel would be anything made by Puma. Like, now, a little bit of this is definitely down to my foot shape and how Puma's sizing works. Because Puma's sizing is so all over the place that I have to go down half a size in a lot of their stuff. Their heel doesn't particularly fit me that well. Then you go down half a size. That probably exacerbates the problem. But Puma heels and me do not agree with each other. And I love the Puma Ultra. The heel doesn't work for me. I love the Carbon. The heel doesn't work for me. Like, it's all the top end Puma boots. Hardly any of the heels work for me.
I just remembered I have a pair of the previous gen Puma Ultras sitting at my parents' house for me when I get there next week.
Not the current ones. The one good. Please review them.
I ordered the Legacy of Speed ones from Per
Yes,
Direct.
yeah.
Beautiful I was like,
boots.
Oh, this color is amazing. Surely it can't be bad. Oh, for what it's worth, I have those Dragon graphic Pumas, and they're not great boots, but I will absolutely play in them. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just
the Evo Speeds.
So good. Yeah, the Evo Speeds. But yeah, I guess I keep forgetting I've got those Ultras waiting for me at my parents' house. So.
I look forward to hearing your thoughts. I really do. The heel on those. Oh my word.
Oh boy.
Billy has a good suggestion for an award and a great answer, which is the award is quite simply, you've got all that money and we're still better. And his winners, Mizuno, Asics, and Sakito.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid award with solid winners.
Completely biased, and I've said this before. If you buy Adler boots and send me the order number, I do financially benefit. But again, I wouldn't get involved if I didn't believe in their product, and I would also add Adler to that list, of course.
For sure. Yeah. I like Josh's comment just down here on heels. Actually, Josh says Adidas needs the stitch and turn heel on the Pred ASAP. Only thing letting the boot down. Now, I don't mind the heel on the Pred at all. However, I think maybe a stitch and turn heel would be better. So for anybody who doesn't know, this is basically a stitch and turn heel, the way that's built, as opposed to the internal pads like this.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And Josh has probably got a point there, to be fair. I will give him that, definitely. Speaking of Adler, Dr. Astute, Astute EF30 on Instagram, most deserved hype boot, Adler Yatagara shoe.
Yeah. Where's my Yatagara shoe?
Get it back out.
Yeah.
There it is. I love that you're just flexing custom Adlers now. You custom
Gotta be done.
boots.
Gotta be done. I
Like,
cannot wait to pull these out when I'm in the States and people are like, what are those? And
what
I'm
are
like,
those?
the
Where do I
answer.
get them? You don't.
The answer. That's what they are.
We got Mehdi Amara, dot 58. Best remake is his award, which is obviously a great award to go into, and he's gone for the Wave Cup SS.
Yes, that's my pick too.
Andrew's having a whale of a time, just like, yeah, look at
Oh
all these
yeah,
things I've got.
yeah. Best remake and best limited edition. I did both.
I don't think I bought any remakes this year. Did I buy any remakes this year?
There was a lot of leather remakes, so
Yeah, so I didn't buy any of the Preds.
yeah.
Maybe I didn't buy any remakes. Oh well. Here is just a hot take that I don't agree with. This is Harvard H. Fairly terrible year for boots in general. I disagree.
What?
Yeah, just says fairly terrible year for boots in general. I think
Okay.
just hot take that I'm not with.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
I've got a couple more great ones here. Boots for a ton. The worst marketing campaign. Puma Future 8.
Yeah.
Throw them in the bin. Nice.
We were
Burns
talking
boots
in
again.
the chat last night. Sorry. We were talking
No,
in
go
the
on.
chat last night about, like, has any other boot been this dead on arrival?
Yeah.
And I said the Tempo 10, but then again, looking back, the Tempo 10, they still built some hype around it at least.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this is just, oh my gosh, yeah.
Burns boots. I love this. Love this award. The "You Had One Job" award, which he has given to the Nike Tiempo Legend 10.
Yeah, that's great. That's a superb award. Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. What else have we got here? Sorry, I don't want to go through them all. There are some great ones on here. The On-Pitch Conversation Starter Award. I think that's a great award. That is Alex Martinez as well, actually. Predator Mania remakes, which I think is fair. That's definitely a conversation starter. And I think anything that I think the Sakitos are a good one because people are just like, what is that?
One.
And then there's a lot to talk about. That? Exactly. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, did I bring hold on. I brought my Sakitos too.
Hey. Brought those as well. Hey.
And this is another great award. I really like this. This is Ollie_Roach55, the Makes Me Play with a Smile award. I think that's a great award.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I like that a lot. And he has given it to the Adler Yamatokyos in Blackout, and then added after Blackout in brackets, sorry, James. My Yamatokyos are Blackout. So, you know. But I think that's a great one. Do you have an answer for that? Makes Me Play with a Smile award?
I mean, the easy get out of jail card is obviously the Yadagar shoe.
Obviously.
But I have to include the Wave Cup in this conversation as well.
Fair enough.
Like, you just want to go kick a ball around in these. It's just, the touch is so good.
Yeah. I've probably got a few different ones. From a pure looks perspective, in terms of just putting them on my feet, looking down and being like, I'm so pleased with this. My recent acquisition. From a maybe performance point of view, I think the Sakitos, I think they get a swift mention there.
The Sakitos are good fun.
Yeah, that's it. They're a lot of fun. And then, again, from a fun, I kind of enjoyed... I think this was just like a shocked enjoyment of how much I liked them, and it's a very recency bias pick. But the laceless Preds, that was I was like, this is a lot of fun. You know, because eventually, I'm sure you do the same thing. You eventually stop thinking about what I'm going to do for the review, and you just kind of play in the boots a bit. And I was like, this is actually quite a lot of fun. So those were some absolutely phenomenal awards. I am quickly just going to scooch to the other. Sorry, just another one for most disappointing boot that I found. This is from the Soccer Corner, the store
Yeah.
in which you
Yeah.
used to work. They've given it to the Copa Pure 2, and their reasoning is quite simply effed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that is completely fair.
Yeah.
And I just want to. Here we go. I just wanted to check and see because I put up this same story twice, so I just wanted to see if there was another category that we should go to. Oh, this is a good one. Classic Boots UK biggest glow up. I think that's a great way of doing like
That's a very good
best
one.
from the previous
Yeah.
best improvement, biggest glow up. Puma Ultra, completely different to the previous generation, much improved.
Yeah. Does
Great
seem
pick.
very, very good. I'll probably review them next year.
Yeah, I
Right
don't
before
think
they released a new one, probably.
Yeah. I don't think I've got a better pick than that. Actually, I think that's a really good one. We can't not include this man, Ben, from who has
Yep.
been on the
Yep.
podcast with us recently. The most sustainable award,
Yes.
Diodora, surprise winners, which I think is a fair
Really?
shout, especially with what they've done with the boot they've just dropped, which is fully carbon
Oh,
neutral.
the carbon. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got fully carbon neutral, loads of recycled materials.
It
So I
does.
think that's a good one.
It's made with scrap leather and everything.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that's a good one. And then also this is Juan Juju, sure. Best takedown. I think I know you don't tend to review a lot of takedowns, but
Nope.
I'm assuming you come across a few in stores and such like.
I guess you could call. Well, I did review the DS Lite Pro this year, and that's technically a takedown, and those are very good.
There you go.
Very good. Yeah, they retail for like €95,
Oh wow,
and they're kangaroo leather.
cheap.
Yeah, they're superb for what you're paying for.
Nice. Well, my takedown of the year is probably not as good as that. Sorry, the suggestion here was the Furon Destroy, which I think is a great pick.
Yeah.
Really good takedown. I could go with that, or I could go with this. I'm flipped between the two, but I'm going to show this anyway. The King Pro.
Yeah.
The Puma King Pro. Really good takedown. Very impressive. I don't think quite as impressive as a €95 kangaroo leather boot, but
But still, the fact that Puma's getting some wins is a change of pace.
A nice change of pace. But those are all some of our awards. The chat. What is going on with the chat right now? Most pointless technology of the year award from Proper Boots. Sorry, I need to read the whole thing. The award is the Under Armour Zipper's most pointless technology of the year award. I appreciate that, and has gone with the Puma Power Tape. I think that's the dumbest technology of the year that I just want to see gone. That is pretty damn good.
They're so proud of it as well. Like every review has to shout it out, and they're so proud of it. Every single piece of like anything, they have to shout it out. It's like, guys, it's literally just something that you heat pressed onto the upper.
And the beauty is that so my assessment or review of it so far has been, it's not as bad as it was before. It's not that it's good. It's just not as bad as it was before.
The boot zone, I don't find the Copa Pure too bad, to be honest. Then buy mine because I can't sell them.
You're the same size as well.
Yeah. Footloose boots got 2 sessions in those wave cups. They're very good. Yeah, they're very, very good.
I do have to say that Footloose Boots did send me 2 videos, which I'm going to share on my story, of his boot of the year and his worst boot of the year. Unfortunately, Instagram wouldn't let me pull them off to put them onto here. so that I could show them up on the page. So I will put them up on my story. So as soon as we finish here, head over to my story, and there'll be 2 posts up there for Footloose Boots Boot of the Year, and also for his worst boot of the year, or his most disappointing boot. And the most disappointing one is actually really interesting. So definitely check those out. I did, like I say, I did want to put them in the here, but I just couldn't do it.
Boots and I have not sold them. I've tried so hard, man. I've tried so hard. They just refused. I thought I sold them not once, but twice, and the guy never paid. And it was just like, it's a nightmare that keeps continuing.
So, shall we move on to the boot of the year?
Okay.
I think it has reached that time.
I actually, because I couldn't include the Adlers in boot of the year.
No, you could not.
I did a go-to boot of the year award.
Nice.
Which is the Adler Yadigar shoe. So I haven't played in these yet, but my black ones I played in like crazy. I did a 2-year review on. Yada, yada, yada. So yeah. But yeah. Sorry for the delay. Boot of the year.
Oh, no, alternatively, I did also bring a couple of other things here, because I'd like to ask you this, and let's do it before boot of the year. What's your best pickup of the year? Like old boot, new boot, anything else?
I did do a best pickup of the year award, and it's, of course, the Hummels.
Of course it is.
It had to be. 15 years. I figured out 15 years I've been waiting to get these.
That's incredible.
That's crazy.
What a pickup. The reason I had that is because I also came prepared for this. I have 2 different boots for 2 very different reasons. One is my Evo Power Ones, obviously. So that is... put them over there. That is my pickup number 1. Because, again, similar to you, not quite as long, but I've been looking to try and get a pair of those forever. So thank you again for that. And my other one is these. So this is my Kira Walsh Phantom GX1. So these are custom Kira Walsh boots with a modified sole plate with stiffening all the way through it.
It makes
so
it such really a better nice boot.
So you've got snappy, it doesn't bend in the middle, really nice. And the boot itself is also custom shaped, but obviously to her foot. But apparently I have a foot that's a very similar shape to Kira Walsh. or like this shape is just better because these boots fit me unbelievably well. I love using them, but I'm also scared to use them because I don't want to use them too much and not have them anymore because I'm never going to get another pair.
Exactly.
But this is quite literally the best Phantom GX1 ever made, and that is my hill to die on today. Because so that was an amazing. They were my pickups of the year anyway. So on to the boot of the year. And chat starts now. Get commenting your boot of the year.
Boot of the year.
And I will start to go through some of the submissions that we got here from people, and then we will reveal ours at the end. So, Alex Martinez, the Predator 24. I think a perfectly legitimate pick.
That's definitely a good shout.
Ollie Roach 55, the Tequila V4 Pro Low. I do have it with me because it definitely goes in my top 5, no questions at all. That is in there. It was my boot of the year for a very long time until some other stuff arrived. The Mizuno Alpha, I realize it's not this year, but extraordinary boot.
Good shout, yeah.
Great
really
shout.
Good.
That's from Alan. Here's one that Andrew will definitely not agree with. This is from Julio, Boot Maniac. Do you want to take a stab at what Julio reckons the boot of the year is?
Can't think.
Vapor 16.
Oh. He absolutely loves. I'll tell you what.
He does love it.
The one thing I do like about this current generation is so many people who couldn't use the Vapor before now do, and they absolutely love them. And I can't knock that.
No, absolutely. As much as we have our opinions, and obviously we share them on the podcast, and we make fun. Like whatever anybody enjoys wearing, if you enjoy wearing it, that is all that matters. Like my review can say it's awful, except for Justin and the Edge, but I can say it's terrible in a review. It doesn't matter if you like it, you rock it, you enjoy it. That's all that matters. Our good friend Indialo Boots, Do you have any idea? Do you reckon? Do you know what he might have picked?
No.
Wave Cup
Fred
SS.
24? Oh yes, that's right. I helped him get a pair.
Yeah, that's why I thought that.
Had,
yeah.
I had a second pair I was looking at, and they were very cheap. They were only a little above retail, and I was telling him how good they were, and he's like trying to pick up a pair. I was like, okay, just grab these. I know they're available. I know they're fairly inexpensive. Now, the reason why this isn't my boot of the year is because remakes don't get boot of the year for me. And
fair enough.
If that was the case, this would be the second year that a Wave Cup is one boot of the year for me. So,
but yeah, so that was Indiala boots. Rubenma_9, the Phantom GX. I know a lot of people like that. Noah really likes that. Mark, GCFC Training, adores that boot.
Yeah, he does.
So fair enough. Josh Tossell and Burns Boots right next to each other here. Sakito Scudetta, which I think is, for a lot of people is going to be the shout. Like the Scudetta is a really good shout.
That's such a good choice.
So this is Peter Aslak 28, the Messi F50. Again,
that's a great choice.
Great
got
choice.
A few people in the chat who said the same thing. Gregory and Easy Eddie.
Both going with the Messi F50.
Josh, I wasn't paid to say that either. No, nobody was.
That's the thing, Josh. Yeah, none of us were, and yet somehow everybody thinks we were. I'd have loved to have been paid to say that, because I was going to say nice things about that boot no matter what.
Yeah.
The Young Frug, Puma Ultra. Again, I don't think the Puma Ultra is a bad shout. I think anybody who thinks the Puma Ultra is boot of the year, I am down with that call. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, Fred Lee in the chat said the same thing.
Yeah, it's not mine, but I think it's absolutely up there. Matt Hall, he will be in the chat somewhere, I would say. Gone for the Predator 24, which he got those fairly recently and has adored them, I believe. Harvard H, New Balance Tequila V4 Pro. Yeah, good call. Yeah. What else have we got here? Another shout for the Predator Elite. Another shout for the Messi F50. Dr. Astute, the David Beckham Preds. Leather Preds, not much else needs to be said. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then I knew this would happen as well. So Billy, for example, has gone for the Made in Germany Mania. So a few people have done this. Like it's gone in some people's most disappointing, and at the same time, some people's boot of the year, which I think is super interesting. Here's one that okay. This is from Gox0611. The Phantom Luna 2 is the pick. It's fine. It's the same as the GX2. The claim is best heel on the market next to ASICs. Like, it's not a bad heel, but I think that is a
bad heel,
bold claim.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that good. But
and then Tommy Kearney, 95, has gone with a controversial pick in his own words. And I'm glad he added 2 little letters on this. Otherwise, I might have gone crazy. Because he's picked the Tiempo Legend 10 Pro in AG. It's fine. Doesn't have the bendy sole plate. I still don't like the boot, but the AG doesn't fold in on itself. But he says it's exactly what we were just talking about. Fits his feet perfectly. No breaking time, well priced. Fits him. He likes it.
Yep. Yeah. That fits
completely valid. That makes it a completely valid pick for your boot of the year. There are a couple of others. Again, apologies if I didn't get to them. There is just, unfortunately, so many for me to go through.
Billy just popped up. PDL 24.
Oh, hi, Billy. We've spoken about you many times.
A6X Fly 5 is his pick.
Yeah, it would have also been my pick if it had come out this year. But I obviously the SE, the LE. I love this boot. I love this boot so much.
Copo Manuel Speciale from Chris's Footy Kicks.
Ooh,
that's a good choice.
That is a good
Clippy,
choice.
Does the Alpha still qualify? Yes and no. Like if that's for your list, that's fine. Like like for our list, we won't put it in because it didn't release this year. But it's on you. Oh, Justin pulled up.
What's up, Justin? How's it going? I actually have. I wonder if hold on. I'm just going to look in my lists here. So yeah, I actually have two lists that I might make two videos. I might put it into one video.
Hmm.
One is my top 5 boots of 2024. So it's like it is the boot of the year award, as it were.
Yeah.
But then what I also have is a list of my top boots of 2024, as in this is all the boots that I tried for the first time this year.
Oh,
Um,
that's a good way of doing it. Yeah.
yeah, because, well, normally I wouldn't have that delay, but because I obviously was gone for like a year because,
Hmm.
small children and such like,
Yeah.
that I actually missed like a year of a lot of boots that I haven't tried or reviewed, such as the Asics boots and things like that.
Hmm.
So I'll have two. I'll have a genuine boot of the year, and then I'm like, okay, what's my boot of the year? And I
Yeah.
tried the Alpha for the first time this year. So the Alpha is essentially going to be on
Yeah.
my on
Yeah.
that list. And yeah, I think you make a good point. I think the boot of the year for you is whatever boot you enjoyed the most this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like it doesn't have to have released this year at all,
Hmm.
or just for our lists, it actually does.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people would just ignore us.
Yeah.
Most people do anyway. It's fine.
It's whatever.
Okay, I think we have reached that point. It's time for
Yep.
us to reveal what we think our boot of the year is. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
The only thing you missed was the edge. The edge getting its flowers. Don't lie to Justin.
We did mention the edge. That
We
happened.
did mention the edge.
Yeah.
That did happen. So I think we have the same pick for boot of the year.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. Yep. 3, 2,
Three,
1.
2, 1.
Yeah.
Hey!
It had to be. It had to be.
Yeah. Nah, there it is. There it is. I will say the F50 Messies do come in there as well. Something that I
Messi was
enjoyed a lot.
very, very close for me.
But for me, this when you break it down, this is it. This is my pick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like,
it does so many things right. It's ridiculous. It is absurd how well these fit my feet. And the feel on the ball and everything.
the feel on the ball is wonderful. The lateral stability is amazing. The traction's great. The heel fit is fantastic.
It's really, really good. We're all getting paid, lads.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is like they took that and then the newer colorways they improved. Like the little things I had was like the midfoot was just a bit too flexible.
So
it's
like
still kind of flexible, but it's way stiffer now.
Yeah, so like you see how mine kind of bends more in the middle, whereas Andrew's doesn't quite as much. It's like there's been a little bit of a running change on there.
Yeah, and the upper feels softer as well. So like they've it's crazy that like even the minor complaints people had, they kind of like fixed it.
But yeah, there's the details again. We spoke about details for many things, but adding the runner's loop hole,
yeah, that's huge.
Like it's such a simple thing to do.
It's very, very simple. Every
so many
should do it, and yet,
how much does it cost to put an extra hole just there? How much did that really cost? Like Puma seem to think it's very expensive because they don't put any lace holes in their boots. But shots fired. And then things like, you know what I do really enjoy? How wide the tongue is. So obviously you've got a floating tongue, but it's so wide that it wraps around your foot and it doesn't end up sliding all the way over to the side. I was actually having that problem with the Pred FT, because obviously it's an FT, the way it kind of folds over and stuff, but it just kind of bunched a little bit, and I was thinking, well, Sakito doesn't do that. But
and then like the little things like the two, you can't see it on the black.
Oh, the little
easily. The fact that you've got the two things right here,
just there,
that means for the lace holes on the tongue means the tongue doesn't slide all over the place.
Yeah.
Again,
and the fact there's two of them,
very simple things, but done well.
Yeah. Absolutely. I do think the heel deserves a lot of praise in this boot. A lot of praise.
It does. It's really good.
There is only really probably the X-Fly 5 heel that I maybe enjoy more.
Yeah.
Like, but
so good. So I went true to size and I was fine.
Okay,
James has true to size and half
I
size
have
up.
both. So yeah, so this is a half size up, and my blackouts are true to size. So these are US 8.5. My blackouts are a US 8. Um, and for most people, I'm still going to recommend half a size up. The
Yeah,
my
same.
my blackouts at true to size do fit. Like lengthwise, they are fine, but they're definitely not as comfortable. They require a little bit more breaking in, but they feel super performance oriented. I feel really
Mm-hmm.
planted, and it feels really special wearing that correct size. However, with that said, I actually have been wearing these more, the half
Mm-hmm.
size up for that extra comfort. So I
Yeah,
really am leaning everybody towards that half size up.
yeah.
But if you want something that is super close and you're going to get the most performance out of it, then do go for your true to size.
True to
It
size. Yeah,
will fit. The length will be fine, but it
they're
is
just
just going to
snug.
be, yeah, they're going to be
It's
tight.
it's almost like sprayed around your
Yeah.
foot.
The only issue I had was the way that I kind of got pushed. I got pushed too hard into the heel, so like it's a
Mm-hmm.
little bit uncomfortable in there. I think I would
Okay.
get over it over time, like if I wore them
Mm-hmm.
enough. But I don't wear any boots enough to really do that. They get like 3, 4, 5 sessions or something. Um,
Yeah,
but I'm
Josh and
delighted I
Alex
have
were saying
both.
this. Yeah, yeah. It's good for you to have both. I think.
Yeah,
For me, I couldn't not go half size up. It'd be too
yeah,
long.
yeah. I think this a lot of it is personal preference. Like I know how you
Yeah,
like your boots, and I am not shocked
tight,
that
super tight.
yeah,
I like one of the things I love about this is I never thought I could get aesthetic to fit like this.
yeah,
Even the synthetic boots I've loved, the Lotto Zero Gravity, the Vapor 3, you know, different things here and there, never fit me as good as these fit me. So, yeah. Some people are saying, Josh and Alex are saying they swapped the insole on theirs,
if
which I can understand.
if I swapped if I swapped the insole, this insole on my half size, on my true to size, with the thin insole from the F50, that might help. Like that, I haven't
Yeah,
tried that.
yeah,
So worth a shot for sure.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, they're just
They're just
I
so good.
I can't say enough good things about them. I really can't. Like they're so
It's so weird.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's as soon as I got them on feet, got them in hand, got them on feet, and it was just like, okay, this it went from being like, okay, it's great what Sakita is doing. They're gonna, this looks like they'll pick up some sales, to getting them on feet, being like, oh, everybody should absolutely be wearing these.
Yeah, you're right. It does go from it's a decent boot. Hopefully, as a new company in the market, they do well because I want to see all new companies do well.
Mm-hmm.
Skechers, I know they're a big company,
Yeah,
but they're new. They're new to
new
coming
to the
back to
boot
football
market.
boots. I want to see them do well, that kind of thing. Got them in hand. I'm like, oh, that's a really nice
That's
soft
really
upper.
soft.
That's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. Then you put them on feet, and you're like, everybody needs to buy these boots immediately.
Yep, yep. It's it's all the and like if you think about it, it's not an overly complicated boot in a
No,
lot of ways, but what it does do, it does it so well.
it does
So
everything really,
yeah,
really well.
yeah,
And people can claim we're getting paid. We're definitely not. If we
absolutely not getting paid.
if
I
if
wish.
if we were getting paid for people buying Scudettas that we had sent over, I'd have Scrooge McDuck money right now.
Yeah,
Like
right. Seriously.
I would be rolling in it. I wouldn't be sat in a garage with a portable heater trying to make sure my roof doesn't leak.
Yeah.
Oh
So
dear.
easy boot pick of the year this year, I think.
Yeah, I did. I was a little bit torn between that and the Messi F50 at
Messi
points.
F50 was close for me,
Yeah,
but the fit isn't quite the same as these. So
for me, and I think this is a great point. The big thing for me was just the kind of this toe box area, like the width and the
mm-hmm.
height, just made it. It's not bad at all, but it just the Scudetta, just the way that that upper is softer, like the vamp is softer, and then it's lower volume, and then the way that it molds around your foot, I was like, the Messy can't really compete with that, despite the fact that I do really like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we're at with boot of the year, ladies and gentlemen. I think that probably
There you have it.
brings us to the end of the podcast. Sorry, Matthew. So Matt just said Puma power tape holding up your roof, James.
Oh my gosh!
If the Puma power tape was holding up my roof, it would never go anywhere.
Oh, Yuli just made it. Sorry, Yuli.
Oh, hi, Yuli. Like, welcome. Would you like to tell us your boot of the year real quick before we go? And that can be the last thing we do. Would have slipped off. And Justin says, hey, freezing garage is supposed to be my thing. I thought you had roasting garages that caused your computer to shut down. I still remember that happening. Justin, I just got here and it's over. I want a refund. You'd like a refund from what? From all that money you've made from the from shilling the Scudetta. Okay, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. That is our Boot of the Year awards for this year. If you have more thoughts, please put them down into the comments. And we would also ask that, of course, we have given you a lovely sneak preview today. Please go and head over and read Andrew's article on his Boot of the Year and other awards when it's available. And check out my reviews, multiple videos probably, on various different awards.
Thank you. Picked the MIG Mania.
MIG Mania, the Pearl Manias, of course. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much for your kind words, Josh. And become a member. Do that because I'll appreciate it, and you get loads of free stuff.
Yeah, you get sock discounts.
Discounts, massive sock discounts. 20% off WeFoot, 25% off WeFoot. Actually, 25%, 20% off Apex, 25% off Technical, 20% off Viper 5.
Did the Nemesis win?
What was that? How many awards did the Nemesis win? Hi, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie.
I do have a Nemesis award. It just doesn't go to the Nemesis every year. It's just I just shoehorn in a Nemesis award every year. All right, that is that. Before we get stuck here talking like buffoons for the next 2 hours, because we would do that. We love you all. We love your company, and we will see you soon.
See you.